Katie Melua made her first album, Call Off the Search, at the age of just 18. The album, on tiny independent label Dramatico, went to #1 and sold 1.9 million copies in the UK and 3 million worldwide. The second album, Piece by Piece, was even more successful, also going to #1 in the UK, but breaking out internationally, where it achieved many #1 positions, selling over 3.5 million copies.
There are 9 million bicycles in Beijing. That's a fact.
Now, aged 22, Katie releases her third album, Pictures, a fascinating and diverse collection of new songs. This short film gives an insight into the making of the new album.
The one thing I've learned from, making 3 albums now is you just don't know what's going to happen, and often the best bits occur, halfway through the song's making. So you kind of have to sort of almost take a leap of faith and trust that, something magical will happen, and often it does.
Mary Pickford used to eat roses, thought that they'd make her beautiful, and they did.
Mary Pickford was a song that got written because Mike had this calendar where he had different facts written on it. And one of them was that Mary Pickford used to eat roses. And he thought that it was a really great song title, just like he did with 9 Million Bicycles, and he wrote the song.
Douglas Fairbanks, he was so handsome, he wore a mustache, must have had much cash too. Worth a king's ransom, Charlie Chaplin, he was invited when these artists became united.
To me, I thought it would be a song about vanity, because she used to eat roses as she thought she could get their beauty. But he took a completely different twist on it. He sort of surprised me and made the song about all the first sort of huge Hollywood actors and artists who got together to form their own independent film company called United Artists. It was Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks and D.W. Griffith. The reason why it strikes a chord with us is because I'm on an independent label and, we've always tried to do it the indie way, and their story is kind of inspiring to us.
And if the lights go out on all of us in just a year or two, and if the sky falls down like pouring rain, then I'll be here with you. I'll go down with you.
Mike, that worked lovely, bars sort of 51 and 55, but in bar 13 and 14, the chord stays on an F, and I think the strings change to the C over E and the B flat, and that kind of didn't work.
Oh, that's true.
I used to not really be able to co-write with others very well, but on this third album, I think I've kind of gotten over that, and I'm trying, to write with others. And I think one of the most successful results of that is probably the song What I Miss About You, which I co-wrote with Andrea McEwen.
Missing the train every morning at 8:52, sipping coffee from the same cup as you, the sharing of secrets we thought no one else knew. That's what I miss about you.
To me, why this song kind of works is because it's a song that you think is a lovely, sort of nice love song about missing an ex, but in fact it isn't. It's actually quite an angry song, and you realise that as the song goes on.
The way I only doubted myself when I was with you.
Perfect Circle is a song about not being able to break a habit. You know, whether it's addiction, or it could be addiction to a person, to drugs, to a daily routine. It's a situation that all of us have been in, whether an extreme version of it or not.
And even when I'm walking straight, I always end up in a perfect circle. Oh, I try, but I just can't wait to break out of this perfect circle.
I think your audience can grow with you because, you know, at the end of the day, there's the argument that they'll get bored of the same old thing because they've got the first 2 records to listen to or the first record to listen to. If they want the same thing, they'll just got to listen to that. And I think it's good to sometimes challenge your audience, give them something a bit different.
In this ghost town, I feel like giving in. Since you left, I'm living in an old ghost town.
Ghost Town, it's a song I wrote with Mike, and the interesting thing about it is that the lyrics, he had them written for quite some time. He was trying to write the music for it, and I suggested maybe something a bit more up-tempo than what he initially was going for. And so I started playing the guitar when we were writing, and it suddenly turned into this sort of reggae-filled track. And we were quite surprised by that. I kind of never thought I'd be singing reggae. Sailboat is the first single from the album, and we're actually filming the video for it today. And I'm very excited because I think it's going to look really good.
If you're a cowboy, I will trail you. If you're a piece of wood, I nail you to the floor. If you're a sailboat, I would sail you to the shore.
The principle is that I'm in this boat and I'm meant to be traveling through different fantasy worlds. Essentially how we're filming it is I'm actually in a static boat and the scenery around me moves. As well as me in the sailboat, there's another me up in the rafters, which you sort of discover halfway through the video is the one that's making the scenery on the stage work downstairs where the sailboat is, and I'm kind of pushing and pulling all the ropes and sending sort of snow down and things like that.
If you were a river, I would swim you. If you were a house, I would live in you all my days. If you were a preacher, I'd begin to change my ways. Sometimes I believe in fate, but the chances we create always seem to ring more true. You took a chance on loving me, I took a chance on loving you.
You do just know, you just go into the studio and you kind of, just by the fact that you've grown and developed, the album will be different to the first 2. It's not about just changing for change's sake. It's kind of just having different interests and trying to, stay true to your heart and not just trying to emulate the successes of the first 2 records. And so I think the most important thing is to be brave and to do what you believe in and never to release what you're not 100% happy with.